class week 11 is going to help you take that last step in improving your campaign. So I hope you've started project 4, you've started those campaigns, you're either seeing some campaign data come in. If you're not seeing any data come in and you've launched your campaign, 90% of the time you just need to up that daily budget. So if you increase your daily budget, you'll start to see some of that data come in. Again, if you need to shorten the time you have that campaign running to save some of that money, if you have a higher uh, daily budget, you can do that. But you really want to start generating that first set of data, and then you can pause it and make changes. One of those changes will be to your landing page, and we'll go through landing pages this week. And then we'll jump into search engine optimization, which we haven't done yet. So that'll be the 2 topics this week. And then next week, your project 4 will be due. So as you set up your ad, you it, when a potential customer clicks on an ad, they are assessing your integrity as a business. Whatever they've clicked on, it's caught their eye. They're interested in what you've pitched on the ad. That's step one, is you want to write a good ad so someone's interested. Once they click on it, though, the question is, can you deliver on what you promised in the ad? And so immediately after they click on that ad, the question is, can you be trusted? Are you a company with integrity? The customer may not be thinking those words, but that's what they're assessing. That's what anyone's assessing when you follow an advertisement. And so you have, on average, 1 to 2 seconds when they get to that page. They need to see it immediately in most cases. They got to see it immediately, or else they'll bounce. There's actually a metric that we call a bounce rate. You'll see that in Google Analytics. It means somebody showed up to your website and they left immediately. You didn't deliver immediately on what they thought they would get from when they clicked on that ad. And that's why you create a landing page. A landing page is a page specific to that advertisement. And so that advertisement is going to point to that landing page on your website. You're going to build a special page on your website that delivers exactly what was promised in that ad immediately. If you told them there was a blue sweatshirt with a dove on it, that's what you want them to see on that landing page right away. Whatever you promised, you deliver right there. And that is going to seal the deal on this whole sales process that you start with an advertisement. So there's a lot of information on landing pages on here on how to make a really good landing page experience. And it's, to me, this is an exciting part because you have 1 to 2 seconds to close that deal. It is crunch time. And so you got to build this page so it is clear and obvious what they're getting. It's fun, it's witty, it's interactive. However you want to do it, whatever the personality of your company is, it's got to shine on that landing page. Um, so you've got a few questions to answer. Explain what you would change on one of your landing pages to increase conversion, and then analyze one of your landing pages with those bullet points below. If your ads are pointing to your homepage, now is a great time to change that. So they don't point to your homepage anymore. Do not send someone to your homepage from an ad. A homepage is an overall welcome to your site, what your business is about. It has a totally different purpose than delivering on an ad. So make sure you utilize these landing pages and set something up specific to your ads. All right, basic search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is similar to what we're doing with Google Ads, but a little different. Search engine optimization, well, let's step back. What we're doing with Google Ads is called search engine marketing, SEM. SEO is search engine optimization, and that is where you build your website to be found on Google more easily. When you Google something, nowadays we get the AI results first. Below that are your Google ads, and then below that is what we call organic search results. So search engine optimization in that sense is becoming less relevant. However, search engine optimization will likely play into AI chatbots more so than search engine marketing and Google ads. So if you want to position yourself well to be found on something like ChatGPT, this is likely where it's going to come into play in the future. As I mentioned, we're still learning a lot about that. This course does not address that directly, But while these organic search results on Google have fallen further and further down the page, it is likely that building this appropriately will yield fruit from AI chatbots in the future. And let me explain why. If you're not familiar with the way search engine optimization works, I'll explain it briefly. If you are familiar, feel free to skip ahead over the next couple minutes. But what Google does is, as a search engine, they create a database with everything on the internet. And so they send out what they call bots or crawlers or spiders to every website online. And they catalog all that information. Those crawlers bring it back and put it in a massive database. And so Google has a database of almost everything that's on the internet. Then, when someone Googles a query, Google has developed an algorithm that puts the most relevant websites to the top of that search. And that is what made Google great, was their organic search results. People could find everything on Google much easier. If you were using the internet back then when it was Yahoo at the turn of the century, Google came along and in just a couple of years captured almost all of the search traffic because they wrote an algorithm that made it so much easier to find things online. And then they came out and they gave some guidelines to a website. Instead of, you want to be at the top of these search results, this is what your website should do. And that is the information that you'll find in steps 1 and 2. What do you have to do as a website owner to ensure that your website is at the top of those search results? The advantage of search engine optimization is you can drive a lot of traffic to your website without spending any money. You don't have to pay for ads. You just have to optimize your website so that it can be found easily. But instead of setting up an ad campaign, you're spending time optimizing your website. So for this assignment, you'll list the 5 best things you can do to help your site be optimized for search engines. That information comes from the video above and from the reading. And then for 3 of your web pages, list at least 1 keyword you want to optimize. And then you'll use this backlink checker from ahrefs.com. A backlink is a link from another website that's not your website that points to your website. Backlinks are really powerful when it comes to search engine optimization because it tells Google that other people are talking about you and referencing your website, and you are an important website in that sense. And there are things you can do to develop backlinks. If you run your backlink checker and you have 0 backlinks, that is not a surprise. You just started your website, so you should have 0 or 1. We'll do an assignment later on about how to develop backlinks in greater number. And then in step 4, there's a lot more information about search engine optimization if you are new to the concept. That will be it for week 11. A reminder that Project 4 is due next week. If you haven't launched your campaign yet, please do so right away. You need time to develop that data, pause, make changes, and then launch again to develop data. So Project 4 is not as time intensive as Project 1 per se, but you do need to get ahead of it so you can get a lot of that data loaded into your spreadsheet, and time to make changes, et cetera, et cetera. So it is important in that aspect to get started early on Project 1, or excuse me, Project 4. Thanks, everybody.